Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Inside Guns with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. Today, to start, I want to talk about something that some people have been sending me emails about. It's not particularly gun-related, but it is something that is of interest, it seems, in the gun community. And that is the Chauvin Trial. If you have been paying attention recently, one of the jurors, turns out, maybe lied about some of the stuff he's done in the past to be able to be seated on the jury. Now, I'm someone who believes that Derek Chauvin is 100% guilty. What he did was totally outside of line of duty, was totally over the top. He showed no remorse. He showed no regard for human life. Even if that person is someone you might not think is all that worthwhile, still, as a police officer, you have to follow protocol and you have to have regard for human life. He did none of those things. So those are my own personal opinions right off the bat. But this juror, if you have been paying attention, has now turned up in photographs wearing a pro-George Floyd shirt at a protest. Something he answered no to when they asked him, have you ever done that? And a lot of people are sending me information thinking, well, does this mean he should get his conviction overthrown? Should he get a retrial? Well, probably not, because that's why there's more than one person on a juror. I mean, I'm saying it probably won't happen unless they can show that guy actually was a big George Floyd supporter and got on the jury intentionally by lying just to try to convince the other jurors to vote guilty. Now, if they show something like that, yeah, they should get another trial. And I am of a mindset, to be honest, of just with what they have right now, he should get another trial. Because I don't know about anyone else out there, and I get slack for this a lot of times in the gun community, even though I believe Chauvin is 100% guilty, and I think the jury made the right decision. I would think they should have made that decision no matter who was on the jury. The way the justice system is set up, in my opinion, I would rather see 10 guilty people go free than I would see one innocent person prosecuted or actually convicted or sent to jail or much less put to death. So I think our justice system is set up in a way that the burden is on the state. And if anything, within reason, can be made to say, hey, it looks like this verdict was unjust, or someone had an alternative motive, or blah, blah, blah. Well, then yes, the retrial. Because like I said, even though I think he's guilty, I think I'd rather see 10 guilty people go free than I would one innocent man be punished. That's what our legal system is based on. That's just my own personal opinion. It's kind of like the things with all these little petty crimes from protesters and stuff. When people ask me, what do you think about them dropping all these charges? Well, I really don't care because, for one, the crimes themselves are not punishable by much other than like a small fine. And two, it'd be really hard to prove who did what. Like if there's 50 people standing around and a wall gets graffitied or a window gets broken, well, you're basically going to be having to convict people on, well, that person said it was that person and this person says it was that person. And to me, that's not enough evidence. So I don't mind these small crimes being dismissed because, like I said, I'd rather see guilty people go free than innocent people be persecuted or actually convicted. So my opinion of what's going on with the guy with the t-shirt is, yeah, they should say, okay, this guy lied. He got on the jury. Could have influenced the jury's opinion. Maybe do interviews with the rest of the jury saying, did this guy influence your opinion, or did you make your opinion on your own? And I'm sure the judge will do all this stuff. But if it turns out this guy was like a major influence in the jury, like he was a very outspoken person, Chauvin should get a new trial. Not because I think he's innocent, but just because I think that's the way our legal system should work. All right, with that being said, I want to move on to my favorite part of the show, gun talk. And today, I want to answer a question I got during a live chat the other night. Someone asked me, what guns that have been announced that haven't made it to market do you think need to make it? They should be available soon. You know, manufacturers have this habit of advertising a gun, teasing us with a gun, and then we don't see it for a couple of years. And I know we're living in a time of a pandemic, etc., and some things are delayed. But there are some guns that we've been teased with that just need to make it to market. So today I wanted to do what I think are the top 3 guns that need to make it to market that have been advertised. Now, at number 3, we've got a gun that I think a lot of people have been waiting for, and plus it's a very affordable gun. It is the Hi-Point Yeet Cannon. And I'm not talking that one that they just slapped the words Yeet Cannon on the side of and tried to pass it off as the Yeet Cannon 2 or whatever they called it. I'm talking the actual Yeet Cannon that they advertised. That gun needs to make it to market, and it needs to make it to market soon. I'm starting to think Hi-Point is just pulling a scam on everybody, just trying to drum up interest so that they could sell those cheesy standard guns they make with the word Yeet Cannon just scrawled on the side of them. I'm starting to think it was just a marketing scheme to do that. So if they don't want to be thought of as people who pull a fast one on the gun community, the Yeet Cannon needs to make it to market. Now the next one, the number 2 gun that I think needs to make it to market, specifically because I want one. In fact, I want 2. I want one for me and one for my mother. And that is the Bond Arms 9mm Stinger. If you remember these, I showed everybody these 2 SHOT Shows ago. It was actually 1 SHOT Show ago because one of them got canceled, but it was 2 years ago almost at SHOT Show. Well, a year and a half ago at SHOT Show. I showed everyone, was it a year and a half ago? Might have been even more than that. The 9mm Stinger. This is a very thin Derringer, very thin, very lightweight. This thing was awesome. I couldn't wait to get one of these. Still not in production. I've seen some gun websites that have them listed for sale, but they all say out of stock and no picture available, which means they're just pre-listing them. If you go to Bond Arms website, nothing there. So when is it coming, Bond Arms? Come on, I'm talking to you. You know me. You know you're going to see me at SHOT Show again. You're going to have to answer this question. So when are those coming? That's one of the guns I think definitely needs to make it to market because these are awesome. And that is the Bond Arms 9mm Stinger. And now let's move to the gun I think is the number 1 gun that needs to make it to market that we were teased with. And it has made it to market in a way, but it actually hasn't made it to market as a production gun. And this is, of course, the CZ97BD 10mm. Now they teased that this was going to be a production gun. This gun was going to come out as from their production line, just be you can buy it off the shelf at your gun dealer. They did produce it as a custom works gun. I forget what they call their custom works division, but a custom gun. Comes from their custom department. Awesome gun, looked great, has some, I believe those are lock grips on it there. Just a beautiful gun, and it's 10mm, a 97BD and 10mm. That would probably become one of the best 10mm carry guns, if not the best 10mm carry gun on the market, as soon as it hit the market. So where is it, CZ? Where is our 10mm 97BD? And don't do any of that just throwing out a 97B in this. I want 97BD. So that's the number 1 gun I think needs to make it to market because I think it could easily be the best 10mm carry gun on the market once it actually hit, especially if they start doing like, maybe a compact version too. Full-size compact. That would be awesome to have an option in that gun. So that's the number 1 gun that's been advertised that we haven't seen yet that I think definitely needs to make it to market. The CZ97BD in 10mm. All right, everybody, I want to end the show today with our viewer EDC. And our viewer of the day is Cameron P. And Cameron is carrying his SP101 inside waistband with a leather holster that he says he doesn't know the name of because he got it off eBay. And everyone out there, Amazon, eBay, 2 of the best resources for finding holsters for your gun. And he is carrying it with a trackline belt from Core Essentials, the belt that I wear exclusively. Now, he does also sometimes pocket carry, as he shows in this picture, which I didn't understand at first what this picture was. I just thought he was sending a gratuitous crotch shot, and I was almost afraid to move on to the next picture. I thought he was just happy to see me, or just really happy to participate, but turns out he does have the gun in his front pocket, something I don't recommend, but he was doing it. So overall, I like his setup here. SP101, good 357 Magnum revolver. He's even got Hogue rosewood grips on there. It looks really nice. Now, I tried to find something to make fun of him for here. But, his bed's made. He remembered to suck his gut in. Now, his computer is in his bedroom, which screams to me he still lives with his parents, or college student maybe. But, everything here looks pretty good. Except, of course, for one thing. and that is that he's wearing a black holster with a brown belt. Now, you might say, well, that if he is a college student or if he's still living at home with his parents, that might be all he's got. No, he specifically says in his email that he has a black one also, but he likes to save it for special occasions. And I hate to break it to him, no, you don't do that. You don't mix your belt in your holster just because you're trying not to wear your black belt. Wear your black belt. If you have to buy another one later, you have to buy another one later. It's worth it to be color coordinated. What if you get in a car accident and your mother has to come identify your body and your holster and your belt don't match? That's worse than having shit in your underwear, because maybe the shit in your underwear got there from the crash. The crash didn't cause you to have bad fashion sense or make bad fashion choices. That was all on you, and your poor mother's going to have to deal with that. But that's really the only problem I have with his care here. Like the gun, like the belt, the holster I'm okay with. It's just an inside waistband holster. Inside waistband holsters don't have to be as specific as outside waistband holsters, I guess I should say, or as sturdy, I should say. But like his entire setup, like the fact he made his bed, so happy with what he's got going on here. Other than the crotch shot picture, I could have, I guess, I don't know what he's got going on there, but, kudos, I guess. But that's our viewer EDC of the day, Cameron P. with his SP 101. All right, everybody, that's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you come back again tomorrow. Until then, remember, if you want to be featured in the viewer EDC segment of the show, send an email to shootingleftofcenter@gmail.com, and in the subject line, put viewer EDC. That way I can find your email, because I have to search for these. Also, let me remind people, if there's anything I say during the shows you disagree with, or you want to take an opposing opinion and want to come on and actually debate me about that, send an email also to shootingleftofcenter@gmail.com, and in the subject line put slap the yank, and we'll make arrangements for you to be on the show. Please don't contact me unless you really plan on being on the show. Most people who contact me never show up. So that's how you can get on my show and actually tell me what you think I'm wrong about. And with that being said, I want to sign off as usual by saying, as far as the state of the world today is concerned, it is what it is. It could be better, but it could be worse too. I think we're glad to be living in the times we're living as far as gun rights are concerned. But like I said, in the future, if we keep our wits about us and we ignore the fear mongers, the profiteers, the people that want to manipulate us through fear and anger, and we keep our heads about us, what things will be for the gun community and people who believe in freedom in the very near future is better.